All right, so the dream home became a nightmare. Let's see what she has to say about it.
As a homeowner has happened. It's like I genuinely had a nightmare about my reality last night. These are clothes that I had to buy from Walmart last night. They still have the tags on them because we had to run out of our house. So as you guys know from the last video, the previous owners stayed in the house a bit longer than they were supposed to. That was a whole thing. And once they got out, I was like, okay, great. We're gonna have the time of our life.
All right, so previous owners staying in the house longer than they're supposed to. What does that mean? I guess hopefully she'll clarify that, but sometimes what happens is there's a little bit of a negotiation here when you're selling a house and maybe you're not quite ready to go to the other house, or depending on what's going on, sometimes a buyer will close on the house and let the seller stay there. Sometimes they do something called a use and occupancy agreement. It's not a landlord-tenant relationship, but oftentimes it is a use and occupancy agreement. But let's see what happened.
Here, we got inside, we prayed over the house, and this entire time, like, you can see these ladybugs. Well, they look like ladybugs. They're actually called Asian lady beetles, kind of just like flying around the house. Now, I thought they were flying around the house because when I pulled up to move in the first time, the owners had left the door wide open. And I was like, oh, okay, some bugs got in from their move. Guys, come to find out, this house is literally infested with these lady beetles, like absolutely infested. We can't even
Sounds pretty gross.
sleep here. They're all over the couch, all over the bed, all over the floors, the table, everything. So trigger warning if you don't like bugs. You should probably not watch this part of the video because I'm gonna show you just what we're dealing with right now. So here is the infestation.
So that is pretty disgusting. But one of the ways we overcome these problems, obviously, it's still an inconvenience, it's still gross. But when we do a use and occupancy agreement, usually there is escrow held by the title company or one of the attorneys involved in the transaction. And that way, if there are problems when that seller finally does move out, they can leverage, the buyer can leverage that escrow to make things right.
There's my sweet mom who came into town to literally help me paint. Like, it's all over the house. We had to cover our couch in plastic.
That's gross.
So yeah, there's a little glimpse of what we're kind of dealing with, and that's literally all over the house. So we're like, how did these little brats get in? Because everybody's like, oh, they just snuck in through the door being open. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Mm-mm. Caleb got on the roof, and come to find out, the siding is like peeling up. There's holes in it. This was all not even mentioned by our inspectors.
Inspector should have caught that. If the siding was being pulled up or falling off the house, unless there was some huge timeline between the time they got the inspection and the time that they actually closed on the house, that should have been caught, or unless there was maybe a storm or something.
There are so many issues with this house. Like, we're going to have to pay for new siding. We're going to have to pay for so many things that were not disclosed in the inspection. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, our dream home has officially become our nightmare house. Stay safe out there, and if you see a ladybug, be suspicious because ladybugs don't bite.
Homes have issue, guys. You never know what's going to happen. Obviously, a comprehensive inspection is important. And if there's a long period of time between the time of the inspection and the time of closing, sometimes it's a good idea to get a second inspection closer to the closing date to see what's going on there. And again, in this case, it sounds like they may have closed and then let the sellers live there for a while. Love to know more about that. See you on the next one.